Institute. Let's start with some baseball. Paul O'Neill hammers one to straightaway center field. Doug DeCenzo goes back to the wall. He jumps and he robs O'Neill of a home run. Ivan Calderon slaps one into right field, but Felix Jose Ron slides to the water and he makes the catch. Fred McGriff bounces one off the bag down the right field line. This looks like an easy double, but Jesse Barfield shows us he's still got a gun. He sends a bullet to second for the out. Now it's Junior Felix with a nice little slice here to left field, but Mike Greenwell runs it down and he makes the catch. Now this is Arthur, the four-legged log rolling champ. He found himself a challenger, but this is no contest. Arthur is just going to get himself on a roll when the competition takes a plunge. All right, Arthur. Barry Bonzow coming up sends a fly ball into left field. Glenn Braggs with a catch. Andy Van Slyke tags up and he heads home, but the throw by Braggs is right on the money, and we'll see you later, Andy. Payne Stewart at the World Series of Golf. A nice little chip out of the green, and it is going to roll right into the cup. Tommy Armour III in some deep rough. This is the kind of shot we can all relate to, a 20-foot club. Tim Wallach with a liner to the left side, but Bip Roberts goes way up to make the catch. Let's watch it again in slow-mo. Good hang time by the Bipper. Check out the reaction here by Dana Kicker on this line shot from Kelly Gruber. And finally, it's Larry Mize with a long chip, but it is going to be perfect. An amazing shot, Larry. Welcome to the Swissonian. Plays of the week.
Ready to rock and roll? Kick up your heels, maybe do a little jig. If not, just sit back and relax. Maybe kick up your feet. But if you have to go, go now, because you won't want to miss the plays of the week. Right, Craig? You might be asking yourself, can Rob Deere fly? Well, does this answer your question? What about Lenny Dykstra? Not bad at all. Gary Sheffield was on fire at the hot corner this week. And Jerome Walton, well, a few brass stains for his effort. How about a shoulder roll and a put out at first? And if no one's at first, take it yourself. Will Clark tracked down a fly ball this week, and wow. Well, Kelly Gruber didn't want to give up the souvenir. But these guys make the game of baseball look a lot easier than it really is. All right, Mr. Pico, right back at you. He saves the hit, and it's base. And Mr. Third Base Coach, good move. Todd Stottlemyre need a little help from his shin on this play to turn the double play. Off the shin to Gruber at third, to Manny Lee at second, on to McGriff to turn the double play. Now, is this proper etiquette, Hale Irwin? It doesn't matter if it's proper etiquette, it went in. Nick Faldo says, show off. Great effort from the bunker if your handicap is around 28. Curtis Strange shows us how it's done. But Lady Luck was not on his side to win his third straight U.S. Open. If you're interested in the less classic plays of the week, Doug Jennings, please stand up. Now watch this pitch. Just a little bit outside. Check out this runaway Bamboni. And Dave Martinez with the face plant. Willie McGee has grace, but doesn't have the ball. Gets another shot at it. This time he catches the throw. And here's a nice throw. If your first baseman had stilts. So when all goes wrong, maybe a prayer can help. Or maybe a few hot dogs, a bag of peanuts, and a shake.
We'll start with some soccer. Italy's Polidini with a quarter. Giannini gets a shot away, and it's steered in by the head of Scalacci. What a goal. More from Team Italia. This is Baggio here, and watch the move he puts on the defender before he buries it. A little baseball now. Check out this running, diving catch by Bobby Bonilla. All right, Bobby. Chili Davis coming up with a bouncer to the right side. Carlos Martinez gets his glove on it, and he throws him out. Mark Langston makes about $1,000 a pitch. Well, I could throw like that for about $500. Nice try, Mark. Hale Irwin on the 19th hole, 19th extra hole, and he nails the U.S. Open crown for the third time. Dave Magadan slaps one up the middle, but Jose Aquino makes the stop. An amazing off-balance throw to get him. Sean Bosky deals behind the back to Andres Galarraga. More soccer. This is Colombia's Ramirez with a cross, and Gonzalez finds the corner with a perfect header. Dave Winfield pops one up to left field. Ivan Calderon makes the catch, but he's going to level teammate Lance Johnson in the process. Boom. Now it's Lance Johnson coming up at the plate, and Luis Polonia loses the ball in the lights, but he makes the catch anyway. Dan Glad is going to slice the ball to right field, but Jim Eisenreich picks it up just before it hits the carpet. Wants them well. Fires the ball home. Eric Davis is safe. No, he's out. The umpire changes his mind. Reds manager Lou Piniella goes nuts. He's still fuming today. Relax, Lou. You've made it into the Swissonian Institute.
We start off this week with the first rule of baseball, keep your eye on the ball, which was not easy to do in Minnesota Twins and the Kansas City Royals. The Royals banged out a lot of base hits. Meanwhile, at Municipal Stadium in Cleveland, it was bug day. Every fan got a bug. Now, you know why they don't show in Cleveland. Meanwhile, in Seattle, the relievers know their job is to put out fires. This week, they were even practicing it in the bullpen. But in Seattle, they got the bad mascot. Look at Pete Incaviglia. Moose? What kind of mascot's a moose? Now let's get into some of the great plays. Scott Fletcher takes the shot and still holds on to it. How about this catch by Greg Harris launching his body? Here's the pickoff move of the week. Don Robinson, little double pump, and he catches Eric Yelding looking the wrong way. Get back to Kansas City now. There have been weeks where they didn't have 23 base hits, but that's the tally here. 23 base hits and 20 singles. Tom Kelly says, we need another hand to count all these base hits. All right, last week, Hale Irwin learned the high five at the U.S. Open, which is fine after winning the U.S. Open. That's good. Or at the Buick Open this week, after a hole-in-one, you can high five, guys. But Hale Irwin, you can't high five all the fans after every par. I mean, that's overdoing it a bit. Back to the great defense. How about this by Carlos Martinez? And, yeah, he gets the runner at first base. Finally, back to Minnesota now for our final stop, and 23 of the ugliest-looking bloop base hits that you have ever seen. Meanwhile, this West German soccer player did not like being spit on. But hey, fella, it could have been a lot worse. Could have been Len Dykstra doing the spitting. Now, that would be gross. Don Zimmer says, hey, give me some of that chalk.
Ryne Sandberg has been the hottest bat in the National League, and he had a sure double until Mike Aldrete makes a great diving catch. Check out this bouncer off the bag, but it doesn't fool Spike Owen, who throws the batter out. Robin Yount isn't getting any younger, but he's still making spectacular plays in the Brewers outfield. This is Eric Davis of the Reds with an acrobatic grab. All right, Eric, Dave Martinez is part of that Expo speed machine. How about this catch in front of the ivy? Alfredo Griffin fires home to Mike Scioscia, but Norm Charlton plows into him. The ball pops loose, and he's safe. Let's watch this again. Charlton looks like a man possessed. Not bad for a pitcher, but his high fives, as you see here, leave much to be desired. Chris James with a base hit to left, or is it? Check out the catch by Kendi Maldonado. West Germany is in the semifinals at the World Cup, and this great goal by Jürgen Klinsmann had a lot to do with it. You think he was a happy guy? I guess so. Watch this penalty kick by Stojkovic. An unbelievable hook shot to put Yugoslavia in the round of 8. This is Brad Fable with a terrible eye coming up here, but he chips it up and onto the green and into the cup. What a golf shot. Liesl Neumann at the De Maurier Classic from just off the green, and she is going to drain this putt. And finally, B.J. Surhoff singles to right field, but Rob Deere decides to test the arm of Jesse Barfield. That's a big mistake, Rob. Deere is a dead duck. Welcome to the Swissonian, Jesse Barfield.
Here, I guarantee you this guy in Buffalo is not bragging about his Nutrisystem diet. Watch the Yankees' Chuck Carey. He is in the wrong place at the wrong time. Yeah, you can laugh, but your name's not Chuck Carey. Boston's Tony Pena, not the kind of swing he wants his son to see. And then this is Mike McFarland of Kansas City. The catcher misses the tag, but Mike misses the plate. And the shortest distance between 2 points, this guy's still going at it. Bill Stevenson here. Whoa, think he's going to be calling his dentist? Jeff Ballard now. He is completely lost in this one. Look the other way there, Jeff. And really, it has Oh, this guy, he's still at it. And the Cubs, Don Zimmer? Yeah, right.
And the most bizarre plays of the month of June, let's go around the world of sports. Anytime we have the plays of the month, you know it's party time. And if it's party time, you'll find my favorites from Kansas State University, the Tapakega Day fraternity, folks. Yes, it's peace, it's love, it's harmony, it's happiness. Do unto others as others would do unto you, but do it to them first, right? A month of acrobatic catches. And we start with Bill Ripken with one of the more acrobatic catches of the month. On the left of your screen, what a spectacular play. It was the month that Will Clark of the Giants would learn that the wall is an immovable object. This wall, Will, is for you. The quickest bath goes to Max Venable of the Angels. You see, they had a lot of rain down in Texas in June. Max Venable needed a little shower. It was hot in the outfield. What a way to get a bath. Max, nice catch. But the most acrobatic catch of the month goes to Len Dykstra of the Phillies. Len, we were going to use this anyway. Why did Len give us the extra flip? Now, that one was good. Yo, Len, the second one, come on. I want to make sure I'm on a sports machine. Right, Len. The home run that got away. Brady Anderson goes to the wall. He makes the catch. And then the ball drops out of his glove on the wrong side of the wall for Brady Anderson. The quickest departure, Gary Sheffield of the Brewers into the first row. The wall does not move. You talk about tough. Will comes over. He says, let's see, will that one bend? Up and over he goes. That's the best headstand we saw this month. The roughest exit, however, was turned in by Scott Lusader of the Tigers into the front row. The roughest homecoming would be turned in by the White Sox, Dave Gallagher and Lance Parrish. Whoa! Hey, Lance, way to hold on. There was one guy who wouldn't hold on. The roughest pitcher on the base path, Norm Charlton of the Reds, into Mike Scioscia of the Dodgers, who dropped the ball as a result of that collision at home. And then there's the story of the umpire who changed his mind. Terry Tata calls Eric Davis safe, then he changed his mind and says you're out. Uh-oh. Now, if Eric is upset, what do you think Lou Pinella's going to say? He says, well, first of all, I can't tell you most of what he says, but you can guess. If you use your imagination, he's saying something about Terry Tata and what he thinks. Right. Moving on to the punch of the month. Jose Torres on William Jones. Had to be one of the toughest. But my favorite was from the boxing hot dog. Light heavyweight Anthony Hembrick, 14-0. Nobody does a pre-fight dance like this. You know he's bad if he can do this, right? Right, Anthony, go ahead and get on with your bad self. So now that he's done all that, let's get to the first round. Anthony Hembrick in the first round gets knocked out. His first ever knockdown by Booker T. Word. Booker couldn't believe it. He did it in Fort Bragg. Pile-up of the month. This one was spectacular. In Yugoslavia, Ronaldo Roth hit from behind by Derek Milner. Darren Milner, it happened in Yugoslavia, the Grand Prix. The tennis dive of the month is turned in by the man at the bottom of your screen. Simon Ewell against Henri Leconte comes to the net, makes the save, can't stop. Whoop! What a beautiful swan. Can you imagine that off the high dive? Nice dive, Simon. The longest shot in the NBA was turned in by Isaiah Thomas against the Portland Trail Blazers from beyond half court. But it didn't count because he was fouled before the shot. I would have counted it. Here's the longest of all. Carlos Mucinix of the Erie Wave in the WBL. Is it any good? Is it any good? Oh, the Wave. Carlos, what a great shot. As far as golf shots of the month, folks, this may be one of the greatest golf shots in the history of golf. Hale Irwin on 18 at the U.S. Open. He starts walking, forget the walk. Hale Irwin absolutely has to be the golfer of the month, and thus far, certainly the golfer of the year. There was high fives, there were low fives, there were all kinds of fives for Hale Irwin. Rodeo Clown of the month, Donnie Sparks in North Platte, Nebraska, who jumped the bull and never got touched along the way. The wildest ride of the month was a great one. Check out this monkey. The monkey in the wildest ride, that's Whiplash, riding around on the border collie. Go get him, Whiplash. Oh, and the announcer of the month has to be Andres Cantor in World Cup as Italy scores. You thought Harry Carey was wild. Look at World Cup keeping you on the edge of your seats.
Weekend. Smooth plays of the week.
No doubt about it. The battle of the week this week was in Seattle. Mariners and the Milwaukee Brewers. Look at Bob Sever, who says, hey, I've watched a lot of hockey in my day. I know what you do. You drop your gloves. We'll get back to this battle in a moment. Fortunately, not everybody dropped his glove this week. Here's the second runner-up for Catch of the Week, Candy Maldonado. Beautiful scoop catch. Here's the first runner-up, Craig Biggio. You can almost smell the elbows burning on this one. But here's the Catch of the Week. Mike Aldretti literally launching his body to make the Catch of the Week. Back to Seattle now, where it's no longer a fight. Apparently, somebody dropped a few bucks on the field, and these guys are simply looking for it. A new superhero emerged this week. Three River Stadium in Pittsburgh. It's the Pittsburgh Parrot, alias Flash. Criminals all over the world, beware. From the, I'm going to turn this into a great highlight catch, even if it isn't a great highlight catch, Donnell Nixon. Come on, Donnell. From the give me a beer, that was such a great catch category, how about Robin Ventura ranging far into the crowd and actually getting hit with a beer as he did it. Now, watch George Bell in this one as he goes up with Mookie Wilson. Bell about 3 feet away from the ball, checks his glove for the ball. Not there, but this time it was. George Bell, nice catch in left field for the Blue Jays. Actually, he's had a fairly good season there. Now, back to Seattle, where it took 5 men to hold 6'10" Randy Johnson down. We'll get back to them again. Who's the happiest guy in the world that Jack Morris doesn't throw as hard as he used to? Got to be Kevin Seitzer, who says, wow, I'm glad he's getting on in age. This week, we saw the return of old-fashioned baseball. No pop-up slides for these guys. Rob Deere putting it into Rick Cerrone. Or how about Dave Gallagher sending Lance Parrish about 20 feet away? Randy Milligan says, this stuff's ugly. It's getting too much to watch. Here's the slot of the week, though. Carlton Fisk going aggressively into second base to break up the double play. He just came up a bit short. Back to Seattle, where the fight goes on. Look at Schaefer kicking everybody in sight. Yes, it was a wild one in Seattle, but we still aren't done yet. Neither was Kathy Johnston, who's our golfer of the week. 35-foot putt to win her first ever LPGA event in Kitchener. And the golfer this week who gave us most opportunity for puns, Brad Fable with a Fable chip. Finally, Tom Troublehorn says, guess I showed those guys.
With a roller to the left side, but Cal Ripken makes a diving stop and the flip to second for the fours. Felix Fermin with a looper to center, but Johnny Ray makes a running grab and an off-balance toss to second for an easy double play. Let's go to the Greeley Stampede in Denver, where they were doing some serious bronc riding. Look at this guy go. Unbelievable, but this has to be painful. John Shelby is going to tag at third and test for the fly ball here, but Sammy Sosa fires a strike to the plate, and Shelby is out of there. Larry Sheets decides to test the arm of Dave Gallagher. Not a good move. He plows into Mark Salas, but Salas hangs on. This is what can happen when they go door handle to door handle at over 200 miles per hour. The Pepsi 400 at Daytona turns into bumper cars, and from the inside of Buddy Baker's car, we get an interesting perspective. This is almost enough to make you bring up your lunch. Scott Lusader punches the ball into left field. Jim Eisenreich reaches, runs, and by golly, he makes the catch. The annual running of the Bulls at Pamplona, Spain, and don't try this at home, kids. There must be a better way to spend your spare time in Pamplona. A great goal at the World Cup yesterday. Egan with a cross. David Platt with a header. He finds the top corner. What a shot by Platt. And finally, Dave Henderson shoots one of the hole, but Tom Brookins makes the play and then fires a perfect strike to Neil Henderson. Welcome to the Swissonian.
We begin our plays of the week with the speech of the week from Edmonton boxer, Scotty Olson.
Scotty's the pride and joy of Top Rank. Come on, Scotty, step your worst.
Thank you very much. I hope everybody can see me all right.
Scotty, you're supposed to stand up. Let's move on to the ballpark. Would you give the shirt off your back to do this at a ballpark? In the Yankees dugout, Don Mattingly gets tips from Pascual Perez. A few problems from the outfield. Tim Wallach pops up, a few Reds go for the ball, and nobody decides to take it. Hubie Brooks calls off his teammate and drops the ball. And Pete Incaviglia hustles in to drop the ball. I hate when that happens, just hate it. To the infield now, more problems. Junior Noboa of the Expos can't find the ball. And then Carlos Quintana of Boston misplays the ball and then throws it away. July 4th was Independence Day in the U.S., and that means fireworks, baseball style. Dickie Thon argues and gets tossed. Lou Piniella also puts up a fine argument. And then Wally Backman demonstrates his point. There were a few falls this week. How about the Atlanta Braves trainer? 7.5 on the Richter scale. Then there's this fan who'll go anywhere for a fall ball. Are you okay? Yes, she was. To the superlative, Mike Blowers at third base or Will Clark at first. A valiant effort by Oddities McDowell. The face print is still on the fence. And Mitch Webster of Cleveland shows how it's done. Barry Bonds with a shoestring catch. Outstanding. And isn't it nice to have seats in the front row? Nice plays from the infield. Jose Lean from his knees. Got him. Jose Oquendo, diving grab and throw for the out. Sean Dunston at second base. Makes it look so easy. The best infield play of the week, Ozzie Guillen of the White Sox. This Philly fan catches a foul ball and is rewarded for his efforts. And finally, has the Philly fanatic finally gone over the edge? As we close our plays of the week.
That's it for this star break. Bill Murray auditioned for a job in the Yankee outfield. They say they liked what they saw. Same thing for Al Rabosky, the mad Hungarian. The Yanks said he might have the best control of anybody in their bullpen. We saw the good and bad from Darryl Strawberry this week. Here's the good, beautiful throw. Here's the bad. Not a great fielder. So he was replaced by the ball girl in the outfield, who wasn't much better. Apparently, Pete Incaviglia also wearing high heels. Rough week for cameraman. This guy got hosed down. Tony Phillips said to this guy, "Oh, my hair's brutal. Don't take a shot at that." And Chili Davis said, "Hey, just pan a little bit to the left." Yes, in Oakland, there's a rule. Never sit behind guys wearing cheese in their head. But nothing cheesy about these catches. Craig Wilson. How about Ken Griffey Jr. with both hands, the right to the left? Should have been a juggler. Rex Hudler. Watch this one. Diving catch. And Steve Finley, not intentionally diving. Bo Jackson says, "Ha ha ha, you guys think that's good? I can walk up walls," as he does it. But beware if you live in a second-floor apartment. But here's the catch of the week. Felix Jose, you got to see this one to believe it. Over the wall, snow cone catch, watches it, admires it, then says, "Whoa, I better catch it with the other hand." What a great catch. This week, Mark Gastineau took gymnastic lessons. Next week, apparently, he'll skip for us. In Ottawa, the Rough Riders have the new dance. But look at Damon Allen on the left. I mean, Damon, you're a quarterback. Learn the playbook. In golf, a player and caddy have to work well together. Lopez with the putt, and the caddy says, "Get in the hole." This week, a new feature. It's the Llama of the Week. Here's the winner. He's a bouncer at a local bar. Get out of here, fella. And in show jumping, there's a new rule. It's not the horses that go over, but the riders. This guy's awful. Brutal. 4 faults. He knocked it over. And finally this week, Chichi Rodriguez, instead of yelling 4, yelled, "Fetch." Bad mistake, Chichi.
Now, Nick Follow had quite a weekend at St. Andrews, but this is a shot that he'll remember the most. Check it out. He chips onto the green and right into the cup. A Swissonian chip by Faldo. Reds manager Lou Piniella gets a call he doesn't like from home plate umpire Doug Harvey. He lets Harvey know about it, but Harvey isn't in the mood to listen, so they go at it pretty good. Jeff Blauser with a shot down the line, but Charlie Hayes spears it, and he fires home to nail Greg Olson at the plate. This is Neon Deion Sanders headed for home. The throw comes in. It's off the mark. Sanders misses the plate, but he dives over Mike McFarland, and he scores anyway. Steve Buechele chases a pop fly, and he's not going to let the dugout get in between him and the ball. This is Greg Norman with his approach. Norman puts a little backspin on it, and look at this. That's a golf shot. What a night by the Twins infield. Gaetti to Newman to Herbeck. Triple play. Later in the same game, it's Gaetti to Newman to Herbeck. 2 triple plays in one game, a Major League first. Kevin McReynolds with a shot up the middle, but Kevin Rode makes a leaping grab. Rod Booker with a base hit to left field. Darren Dalton is headed for the plate, but Hal Morris fires a strike, and Dalton is a dead duck as Greg Olber hangs on. Meanwhile, things were certainly heating up at St. Andrews. This fire was almost as hot as Faldo. Alan Anderson hits Jim Leyritz of the Yankees in the backside. Then, same game, he plugs Leyritz in the knee. Tough night for Leyritz. And a wild night in Cincinnati as the Reds and Phillies get involved in a free-for-all. An umpire is buried somewhere at the bottom of this mess. Who says baseball is a non-contact sport? Welcome to the Swissonian, fellas.
George Brett shows the chicken how to play it cool as the chicken shows how to play the fool. Now this is the cool way to clean off, Jim Gantner style, and this is the really cool way to cool off, Steve Lyons style, as he feels the breeze. This is the cool way to score a run. while Bo Jackson makes some cool new friends on Sesame Street.
Hi, I'm Bo Jackson.
Oh, hi, I'm Peeps. Follow Peeps.
Then Bo is hot as he rocks the Yankees with 3 home runs. Meanwhile, the Twins play some cool defense, turning 2 triple plays against Boston. Lou Piniella is hot. Don Zimmer is cool. The Chicken cools off with some foul fishing. Nick Faldo gets hot at the British Open with an eagle and a title. Greg Norman also cooling, eagles as well. The Chicken catches a shark in his trap. The Trap catches a shark at St. Andrews. What else would a chicken go after but a foul ball? And this is uncool. However, Lenny Dykstra, well, he's really cool. Ken Caminiti looks like he might make one hot catch, but it leaves him cold. Steve Finley knows what to do, climbing the wall. Eric Yelding, cool under pressure to throw out the cat. Kevin Romine almost knocked cold by the Green Monster. Jeff Braswell is a monster with a vicious hit. And the Chicken is still the cool fool on the hill.
And I have come up with some dandy entries for the Swissonian Institute. Lenny Dykstra almost takes John Smiley's head off, but Smiley somehow makes the catch, and he's just happy to be alive out there. Andre Thomas with a sinking liner to left, but Junior Ortiz robs him. Craig Hibbert gets his glove on a shot by Felix Vermeer and fires to first for a heads-up double play. Mike Heath goes nose-to-nose with umpire John Hirschbeck, and Heath backs him up with some language you wouldn't want your grandmother to hear. Dave Gallagher lifts a fly ball to left field, but Candy Maldonado makes a running, diving grab. What a catch. Somebody brought their cat along to watch a ball game this week, and Kevin Elster is going to show us some nice touch on defense as he cuts down the angle and then scoops up the furry feline. What a play by Elster. An unusual double play at Skydome. Tony Fernandez is going to get Brian Harris in a rundown. Then Greg Myers, who takes the catch, will spot Jeff Houston venturing too far off the bag at first, and Fred McGriff makes the tag for the out. They call this sport blading, skating on wheels, and there's not much you can't do on these blades. Here's a stunt that Stu Bundy is teaching to young athletes who owns a cab. Mike Donald, ankle deep in water at the Buick Open, but look at the shot he makes right onto the green. 5 feet from the cup. Way to save par, Mike. And finally, this is Mike Sullivan from the fringe, about 60 feet away. But this guy knows how to read a green, and he is going to can it. Welcome to the Swissonian, Mike.
Show you any racing, we're going to take you to the pits. Lap 56 during a pit stop. Rookie Stan Smith, car 68, top of your screen. First Winston Cup race, slides into car 72. Tracy Leslie, you can see Leslie's crew members working on the car go flying. 5 crew members were hit. 4 were treated for injuries. Only 1 was serious. However, all 4 were later released, which is great news. Coming to the finish line, Dale Earnhardt.
Here they are, ladies and gentlemen. Ricky and the Red Streaks, or whoever they really are, trying to get ready to become challenging. I don't think that guy's ever going to fail a steroid. Well, he's not going to fail any test, is he? Anyway, he's our bodybuilder of the month. Yes, good luck. It's been a hot month. We thank John Franco for cooling everybody off down in Atlanta out there in the bullpen. The second most embarrassing moment in baseball was right here, right through her legs. Oh, my dear, come on. You're supposed to be an all-star infielder. That was the second most embarrassing moment. This is the most. And she says, do you think I'm going to be on a sports machine? I said, hey, baby, has a bear got hair? The dog walk. Hey, who said there's no moon out tonight? John Lyons of the White Sox. John, before 30,000 people in Detroit. The full moonshot award has to go to John Lyons of the White Sox. Now, the toughest collision of the month was between Darren Dalton, who runs into Joe Oliver of the Reds. No friendly homecoming. Speaking of proof that the wall is tougher than the human head, Willie Wilson of the Royals, who hits his head full force. Willie, we told you there are ways to make the highlights. That's the toughest. This is how rumors get started. In the outfield, John Moses and Shane Mack. Guys, watch out. The camera's on you. Hey, John, rumors. Best catches of the month. How about the Cardinals? Rex Hudler out in San Diego. Full force, head first across the cement. Then maybe this was one of the best. Ken Griffey, who makes the catch, drops it, and catches it barehanded. Try that with a line drive in the outfield sometime. Or maybe this was the best one. Felix Jose of the Athletics, who went atop the wall in Oakland, fell down, lost the baseball, and then cradled it with his bare hand. It was a legal catch all the way for the catch of the month. Our second angriest manager award goes to Don Zimmer. What do you mean I got pepperoni? I don't want pepperoni on a pizza. Don, what I really want is, could I have some of your chewing gum? Don, if you're a friend of mine, let me have your wad. Yeah. Ooh, that's ugly stuff, man. That is terrible. The angriest, however, has to go to Lou Piniella. The only time you see two guys talking like this is when I say, it was you with my sister till 4 o'clock in the morning. Like, no, man, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. It was my brother. It wasn't me. I wouldn't date your sister. I don't think you're ugly. I think your sister's even worse. Anyway, the worst replacement guy for first base is the chicken, who will now be singing soprano in place of Frankie Valli of the Four Seasons. And George Brett, you see him look? No sympathy whatsoever. The best pinch hitter, Michael Jordan of the Chicago Bulls in Comiskey Park off the upper deck. That's a real home run for Michael Jordan. Michael, yeah. Hey, Bo Jackson can do it. You could do it, Mike. The best Michael Jordan imitation goes to this man, Willie Bland, at the WBL, the All-Star Game in Youngstown, Ohio. That's got to be the best we've seen in all slam dunk this year in 1990. Congratulations, Willie. The best shot that didn't go from 3-point range, maybe from 4-point range, Larry Bird. Why didn't this shot go in? Somebody was down there. Larry, what did you think? Were you robbed? Hey, Larry, we've all been there. You need a little Greg Norman roll. What do I mean? Well, let me show you. We take you to the British Open on 14. Greg Norman with an incredible shot that not only is right on, but like a magnet to the hole. That's when you know, Greg, you know the magnet was in the hole and it was working your way, right? The shot that went to the dogs. This is a great shot by Chichi Rodriguez. He puts it close. Well, wait a minute. Rover says, wow, I like that. Right out of Caddyshack. Takes the golf ball, goes home. Chichi says, yo, dog, what are you doing with my golf ball? Goodbye already. The luckiest driver on 4 wheels has to be Johnny West at the Summer National. What a tough way to park your car. Johnny West, by the way, will be back racing again the end of the summer. Luckiest driver on 2 wheels. This is Scott Russell in the Miami Grand Prix, who loses his balance, comes off of his bike with both feet, hops back up on top of his motorcycle, and would go on to win his heat at the Miami Grand Prix. This has got to be the toughest fall of all. Gerard, Hanks. Oh, Gerard. My, that is a tough way to get off the horizontal bar. And as far as bodybuilders, hey, man, you win. You got a nice body. I mean, we're all, let's face it, we're all jealous. Nice. Look, don't try. Don't try. You got to know to quit when you're ahead. The plays of the month. The plays of the month of July. Always a great week to be able to come out here to Cheyenne Frontier Days. They've concluded their filings of one Roseanne Barr.
And Andy Van Slyke wonders why he has trouble hitting the outside pitch. Now, some people can sleep through anything, but they weren't in San Diego Wednesday to see Roseanne Barr and her version of the U.S. National Anthem. Now, you probably think they should bar Roseanne, but hey, Mikey likes it. Tigers Mike Heath, umpire John Hirschbeck didn't, obviously. There's no arguing over plays like this. John Smiley, what a great out. Or Jody Reed with a great diving stab here. Or how about Greg Jeffries a little behind on the play? But it is Jeffries' teammate Kevin Elster who makes the catch of the week. But Andy Van Slyke doesn't seed it coming. Like Chuck Carey trying to avoid the balk call, Eddie Feiner style. The Rangers, well, no wonder they're in 4th place. Andy Van Slyke again trying to make those seeds grow with a little head start. Mike Donald has fun playing in the water in the Buick Open, bailing himself out. And nothing rough about this shot by Fuzzy Zeller. Now it's time for our hits of the week. The first one, Didier Massey of Switzerland, Yodele Ihu, or this shot by Tom Peterson. But the best hit of all belongs to Michael Carbajal, who finds you can't keep a good opponent down. Michael Chang refuses to stay down as well, makes not 1 but 2 great returns against Jay Berger in Toronto. Jennifer Capriati, call her a great tennis player, but a terrible cheerleader. Andy Van Slyke gets on the bat phone. Mickey Hatcher of the Dodgers answers the call. Reaching out and touching home base.
The smooth plays of the week have been brought to you by...
For this week's header, I can't wait to see what's in the vault. We begin on the links at the St. Jude Classic. Bob Charles comes up with this masterpiece off the beach to gain a berth in the Swissonian. And it's just a little bit of a smile, I think. Gary Sheffield, a chopper down the line. Steve Buechele flags it down, makes a terrific throw to nip Sheffield. Gary says, oh yeah, try this one on for size. Ranges far to his left, comes up with the ground ball, throws out Calderon, makes it look routine. Now for those missing the Michael Jordan type shots, we give you this left-handed 80-footer string music. That's all there is to it. Von Hayes with a hit up the middle. Wrong. The Wizard, Ozzie Smith, a spectacular stab. Routine double play. Now for some great D as well. Willie Wilson getting on his horse and tracking down Bob Melvin's fly ball. And if you thought that was okay, well, check out this one by Lance Johnson. Stealing one off Dave Parker. Sensational effort. Randy Milligan enters the Swissonian with the gold medal in the bat toss Olympics. A 9 for artistic impression, but nothing for technical merit. The fan gets 0 for that catch, by the way. Here's another outstanding effort by an outfielder. Brady Anderson robbing Mike McFarland. And then John Crook, sure base hit. Nuh-uh. Jose Lean, absolutely brilliant with this and the throw. And finally, Steve Finley showing tremendous hustle and fantastic agility. Impossible catch off the bat of Kurt Stillwell. Welcome to the Swissonian, Steve.
Of July, and we start in New York, and where else but New York. It was a week for water skis for the ball girl and for the big leaguer. And watch Terry Pendleton's feet. He lost his shoe. The White Sox Steve Lyons forgot he was on national TV in front of thousands at the ballpark. The chicken should have checked his protection before this act. And who's got it, the player or the fan? I think the player took it off the forehead. Craig Worthington tried the tarp dive this month and lost his glove in the crowd, but got it back. And it's just a baseball, but those fans want it. And talk about getting close to the action. When the governor played basketball in town, this kid got more than just a good view of the basket. And that is a look at sports.
Good bloopers.
Thanks.
All right, Rick.
These plays are for the young and the old. Some are hot and some are not. This eagle landed for Lee Trevino. And the sands didn't stand the test of time for Bob Charles with another eagle. If they didn't knock you out, these will. Dodgers pitcher Ramon Martinez snares the line drive. Jose Rio of Cincinnati can do it too. And just to prove he's Rio good, does it behind his back. Expos Dave Martinez with a swan dive in the outfield in what could be the Expos swan song season. Best catch of the week, no doubt about it. Tigers, Lloyd Mosby, but for some people, it wasn't a day at the beach. The name is Bonds, Barry Bonds. A good umpire is always in the right spot at the right time. But sometimes the right time is the wrong time. Had a walk on the wild side for Pirates pitcher Bob Watt. That old black magic has these players in its spell. Alex Cole of Cleveland, great speed, no glove. Expo Spike Owen with a great start, but a bad finish. Luis Soho, Soho bad. And who called this meeting in the Reds outfield? For some people, it's just too much to take. You've heard of synchro swimming? Well, the Rangers call this synchro pop fly diving. And Brady Anderson of Baltimore goes right over the deep end. And our luckiest man of the week, Seattle pitcher, Bill Swift. Ooh. Thankfully, Swift was okay. And anybody that lucky deserves to be in our Plays of the Week.
He tries but cannot make it. Ball gets past him, and Ward comes in to score. Lemon legs out a triple, and it's 4-2. Jays added their 4-2 late in the 5th inning. Tad Borders hits this bouncer up the middle for a base hit, driving in both McGriff and Borders, and it's 6-2. Now, before Dwayne Ward has a chance to throw a pitch in the 7th inning, he gets the old, how do you explain this to the wife routine? Whoa, look out. It's Lulu.
I say it's Lulu. Oh, poor Dwayne, he's going to get a sore back. Come on, guy. Get over it. Oh. Now, what do? I mean, there's like 50,000 witnesses. Come on. Oh, come on. Smith, will you get off the field? See you, Dwayne. Oh, boy. He's going to get razzed for the next 10 years. And so is Lulu. Anyway, leading 6-3, Jay's poured out in the 7th inning.
Happy with what I have, but if I get a couple more, I'll be more happy.
Okay, it is hard to get your concentration after that. I mean, I stepped off the mound 2 or 3 times. You know, trying to get my composure back, trying to quit laughing. Even when I came up in the stretch, before I threw the first pitch tremble, before I went ball 1, I started to chuckle a little bit even. I mean, I couldn't believe it happened, and, you know, as many things as I've done and said in this town, I mean, something like that happens, you know.
So the Jays win at 8-3 and have now won 7.
Now, after hitting Dickie Thon in the 2nd, cue the fireworks, please. Gooden will hit Tom Herr in the 5th. Oh, I don't think there's any doubt about that. Now, Gooden comes up to bat in the 5th inning, and the Philly starter, Pat Combs, doesn't brush him back right at him. Gooden charges the mound. Everybody gets into it. Looks like something you might see in a tense hockey game, and then it turns into something you might see in the rugby field. Big scrum happening there. Looks like it's going to calm down. Keyword is looks, because it flares out again. Everybody gets in there, the extra players. Oh, boy. Bullpen's empty, and you're going to see Darryl Strawberry. Where's the straw man? We have a show of hands. Where's the straw man? He's involved. There he goes. Whoa! They get all flared up once again. This goes on for quite some time. 6 players and a coach were ejected in this ball game. You want to know, did they play any baseball? Well, after they compared notes about this, look, this goes on for quite some time. You don't usually see it this animated. Well, they did get back to some baseball. The straw man still wants to go. Look at him. He's not going to cool out for any reason. Boy, that just continues on. I think you could splice together all of George Foreman's fights and you wouldn't see that action. All right, Mets break a 3-all tie in the 6th inning. Kevin Torvin.
Deciding vote on most, if not all, selections. And believe it or not, he decided Lulu did not have the qualifications for a spot in the Swissonian. Come on, Marlon. Anyway, we begin with the hotel. Howard Johnson going to his left and the gun. Once again, the Swissonian bungee jumping. This time in Nanaimo, BC, they call it the bungee zone. Canada's first bridge built specifically for that purpose. You know, people actually do this without any help from chemicals. Oh, from there we go to the Sky Dome. Tony Fernandez, who leads the American League in winces, comes up with a defensive gem. Wally's at Tilley, as the Ticats finds out what it's like to run into a brick wall. Patrick Wayne of the Riders delivering the hit. Oh, it hurts over here. Cubs first baseman Mark Grace living up to his nickname. An amazing catch. The veteran, Chet Lemon, still goes to the wall for the Tigers. And Rex Hudler, the modern-day version of Charlie Hustle without the gambling problem, of course, robbing Greg Jeffries. And another Cardinal, Vincent Van Gogh. Coleman stealing one off the hot. Or does he? Let's take another look. Well, I'm not sure, but it's good enough to join the Swissonian. Here are some that didn't make it. Of the week.
Well, you better brace yourself, kid, because we've got another set of bang-up plays for you this week. Jose Canseco, a little off balance. And Lloyd Mosby of the Tigers gets carried away. Then there's Rex Hudler, who forgets to keep his eye on the ball. Umpire Dale Scott should have followed the advice. Watch the ball right here. Oh, yeah. You bet that'll make the eyes water. Look at Eddie Murray. Time now for some huge plays by some real jocks. Sean Ebner goes a long way for this crowd. and then he pays the price. Felix Jose gets down and dirty for the catch. And Ray Langford shows his stuff. Let's move on now to the Lenny Dykstra show. Gets a lot of attention for his bat, but how about the glove? And Lenny again here. But Rick Dempsey says, enough of this, Lenny. Take this. And the hot dogging backfires for Oilers' Chris Dishman. The rookie figures he's taking it in for the easy touchdown, says, take that. The Vikings say, we will. And it was a rough week for dugouts. Tommy Lasorda of the Dodgers takes out his frustrations. And a bit later says, I thought I'd gotten rid of that stuff. Sandy Alomar doing a little dugout trashing as well. Lou Piniella gets tossed for a game, then does a little tossing himself. The base toss. Didn't like that, Lou? Why don't you try it again? And finally, the Cardinals' Tim Jones on a bunt attempt comes up just a little short, diving into first base. About 20 feet too short. And Jennifer Capriati says, that's all. Goodbye on the Plays of the Week.
I think...
Inning story, so here's the Plays of the Week.
What's going on? The Jays experienced plagues this week. George Bell experienced darkness, and everybody, including the visitors, experienced locusts. Actually, it wasn't the Jays that were experiencing the locusts. Apparently, they were going after Teddy Hagar because they followed him to Milwaukee. Apparently, Teddy, one shower a week just won't cut it. Milwaukee fans weren't sticking around to see that. In Seattle, the father-son combination appear to be having a good time. Best control this week, Chris Cottaroli, Kansas City. He went to work on the right leg of Steve Palermo. First of all, he hits the ump in the foot. Then he goes to work on his knee. That one really stung. What's left? You say, go for the ankle. He goes for the ankle, and all that's left now to complete it is the shin. And Palermo says, you better get over here and kiss it better. Meanwhile, Frank Viola didn't have the same kind of accuracy for the New York Mets this week. The question in New York also, who's on second? Apparently that's wrong. Who wasn't on second? Who must have been covering third? Wasn't all bad this week. Watch this catch by Roberto Alomar. What a beauty. Fans of the week. And don't try this on the home version of Plays of the Week. That's one, an outstanding effort, but that's only the runner-up. Watch this one. Really good work. And again, don't try it at home. Tony Pena says, hats off to Ellis Burks. He's the hottest hitter in the league. In one inning, a home run. You say, that's no big deal. Same inning, it's another home run. Ellis Burks on a tear for Boston. This isn't Ron Karkovice. This is Bo Jackson dressed up like Ron Karkovice. And everybody's watching him. First of all, Moses in center field. Slips and falls. Look at Dan Gladden saying, that guy can really fly. And then it's Bo Jackson hustling around the bases, and again, he looks like Ron Karkovice, but that must be Bo Jackson in the park home run. Bad week for camera people. They got thrown at. They got flicked at. You don't even want to know what they were flicking. And they got shot at. In Atlanta, apparently, they don't need the rally caps. You wouldn't want to turn that one inside out. New fashion trends this week, the Rasta announcer, the, oh, I'm just out of the shower and I can't do a thing with my hair catcher, and Teenage Mutant Ninja tennis player. And our new sport this week, it's mascot carpet skiing. You know what? I hate a moose in pink.
Okay, before we go here.
After Mark Rippon to Terry Orr, talk about threading the needle. Let's watch this again in slow-mo. This ball had to be perfect, and it was. The Redskins look good. Randy Velarde is going to send one to the hole on the right side, but Bill Ripken runs it down and makes the off-balance throw to first for the out. Teo Bobby thought he might win his first kart race until his brakes went, and he smacked into the wall at Denver. Damon Allen looks deep. He's got Stefan Jones wide open, and Jones makes a nice catch for the touchdown. Jose Lean knocks a roller to the right side, but Mark Lemke makes a nice play and fires to a diving Charlie Lebrand for the out. Frank Viola came up with a new pitch this week, but I don't think he'll be using it a lot. Frank has to be proud of that one. He looks proud, doesn't he? Alvaro Espinosa sends a liner to the gap in left, but Joe Orsulak makes a great running catch. Ever try to handstand at 45 miles an hour on the water? This is Nick Young of the Barefoot International Water Ski School. Don't sweat it all, right, Nick? More football now. Chris Miller fires a bullet to Andre Rison. Rison bounces off a defender, and he's going to take it all the way into the touchdown. And to celebrate, he shows us the duck walk he learned from Stu Bundy. Not to be outdone, this is Ed Berria for the Argos with an interception return for a score, and this is how fast Eddie celebrates. Welcome to the Swissonian.
Give me a break.
Singer back to the mound, but look at the reaction by Scott Sanderson. Now this is Dave Magadan with a liner up the middle, but Jose Lean makes an incredible leaping catch. Everybody knows Cecil Fielder can hit, but apparently the big guy plays a little defense. Look at the running, sliding catch he makes on this Manny Lee pop-up. Nice play, Seth. Dan Pasquale rips a shot to the gap in left, but Rob Ducey is going to run it down. That is big-time defense. Move over, Greg Louganis. This is Ralph the Rabbit at the Paralympics. And that's a 9 if I ever saw it. Here's another competitor. Ken Griffey Jr. chases down a fly ball. He jumps, he hits the wall, but he hangs on. This is Wade Boggs, who figures he's got a game-winning double. But Henry Cotto robs him here, and he gets the Mariners out of trouble. Ricky Foggy of the Argos, and talk about accuracy. He rolls out and fires a deep strike to Randy Marriott, and this pass is right on the money. Marriott a happy camper, and Tom Foley punches one to the hole, but Sean Dunston dies. He gets up, fires to first to get Foley by a step. Sean, welcome to the Swissonian.
Full moon this week, and that meant some crazy plays of the week. And Tony Phillips said nobody went crazier this week than me. But Cal Daniels disputes that. Look at Cal Daniels of the Los Angeles Dodgers. He is down, but he's up again. Yes, it was a crazy week, but in Houston, crazy usually means bad. And that was the case here. Ken Caminiti and Casey Candel. But both of those guys made up for it with plays of the week. How about this one? Casey Candel to his right, and he guns the runner out. And Ken Caminiti, with an assist from third base, makes the same sort of play. George Brett says, "Did you see that?" This guy says, "No, but got a burger?" Well, if that doesn't wake you up, how about this? Behind the back shot by Andre Agassi. Agassi with an outstanding performance against Boris Becker. Agassi celebrates, and Becker just lies there and says, "I'm really depressed. I'm losing to a guy with an earring, long hair, a bandana, and green shorts. Somebody let me out of here." Yes, it's official. The Cold War is over. Once you've waved together, you can never fight against each other. It was fan night in Baltimore, where everybody sitting in the first row got a fan. Cecil Fielder, you say he can't field? How about this? The big guy rumbles in and makes a nice catch. Nobody makes better catches than Sean Dunston. Look at this play. Strongest arm in the business right there. Come on, big guy, wake up. These are plays of the week. Punt, you say? Bad move if you're a Calgary Stampeder. Look at this return by the Gizmo Henry Williams. This is amazing. Gizmo, buried by a couple of players, keeps the legs moving. An amazing play by Henry Gizmo Williams, and there is the signature flip. The tip drill was put into effect. Sometimes it works well, like this play, and sometimes it doesn't work quite so well. This guy for UCLA's got to practice it. Auditions continue this week for Plays of the Week cheerleaders. We'll keep you posted. Speaking of the tip drill, how about Hubie Brooks? Seems like every day in right field is a tip drill. Tommy Lasorda assumes the manager's pose and says, "I can't look at that." Neither can Jay Bell or John McEnroe, because it's time to throw in the towel, because we all know when the fat man sleeps, Plays of the Week are over.
For the human race.
Everyone is focusing in on the plays of the week, because this week's plays of the week are high-flying, and they're hard-hitting. In fact, they're sending Ken Caminiti for a loop. And Rob Deere is doing somersaults. It was a family affair this week in Seattle. Ken Griffey Jr. drives home his dad for the first time. And in Baltimore, Billy Ripken is upset at a call. Older brother Cal voices his displeasure, and Father Cal Sr. comes to the rescue, going completely off his rocker. Check out those wild eyes. But the best facial expression of the week, look closely at Tom Gordon, not crazy about those spelling salts. Jeff Torberg is getting a little anxious for some action, so let's tune into some strong defensive work. Rex Hudler, a leaping catch at the left field wall. Jose Lean goes way up for the grab. Kurt Stillwell hits the deck to start the double play. And Jeff Treadway makes some tracks to get his man. But probably the baseball catch of the week, Stan Javier picks one off the grass. Great play. Time to waltz over to the gridiron. Lewis Oliver with the great pickoff on the tip pass. James Brooks changing direction in midair for the touchdown. David Johnson gets the gift when Ernest Gibbons loses it behind his back. And Jim McMahon has a new job. He seems to enjoy it, at least. And speaking of kicking tees, the Argos pulled off the trick play of the year. Lance Chomick pretends he needs his tee before a field goal and then turns upfield and hauls in the catch for the first down. Sean Dunston can't believe it, but yes, it's true. It's the end of another Plays of the Week.
The best belly flop in the summer. Summertime is, belly flopping time. The Philly Fanatic. How about this lady for belly flop? She heard that, during a rain delay, Rick Dempsey likes to run the bases on the tarp. She said, am I doing all right so far? On a scale of 1 to 10, it didn't measure yet. The best effort with no reward goes to the Yankees' Kevin Moss. Moss goes over into the photo box, head first, spikes against the walls, and no baseball in the glove. Heads up award. Pirates Jeff King going to the bullpen. Look out, Don Slott. Look out. Oh, Don Slott takes it along the hip. See, who says it's not dangerous? Meanwhile, the best collision of the week took place in the Little League. One man goes out, another man comes in. They collide and go down together. Shippenberg's Chuck Halter actually made the catch on the play for the collision of the month. The second best home run robbery of the month. Corey Snyder robs Ken Herbick high above the wall in Cleveland. Corey Snyder, I would have made you the best, but the best has to go to Doug DeCenzo of the Cubs. The man at the plate was Paul O'Neill. Paul O'Neill knows he's got a home run. Doug DeCenzo says, no, you don't. DeCenzo high above the line. Look at the snow cone. Paul, what'd you think of his catch? Did it please? Oh, well, maybe the Bengals are looking for another field goal kicker. Best disappearing act of the month. Orioles' Brady Anderson to the wall. Goodbye. Never got near the baseball, but it was a great it inspired the fans in Shea Stadium. They said, that looked like fun. Let's try that. You know they're all going to get fined. You know that, right? So they say, if Brady Anderson go over the wall, we can go. Look at the reward waiting for him on the other side of the wall. Uh-oh. It's called time to... Don't shoot. We surrender. Arrest us. We'll pay our fines, and we're out of here. The curse of the Cincinnati Bengals will get you, and also the Reds, too. Gary Gaetti with the line shot of the month off of Bill Swift on one hop into the stand. Bill Swift, being the tough guy he is, would be right back into the starting rotation. You know it. That's got to give you a little bit of a headache, right? Best base thrower has to be Lou Piniella. Lou, this was the best. I have always thought that Lou Piniella would give you the best show. Lou, that was so nice. Would you do it twice? One more time. Come on, just for the sports machine. See, that's why I like Lou. He's cooperative. The surprise of the month came from Rick Dempsey. Watch his glove hand, watch his glove hand. Dempsey gets Len Dykstra. Down they go. For his efforts, Rick Dempsey would get a black eye. He also would get a friendly letter from President of the National League, Bill White, saying, sit down and cool off for a day, Rick. Cheap shot of the month. This one will get you real good. Razor Ruddock, did he nail him? He gets Kimmel Odom after the bell in Atlantic City. This is the KO of the month. Jade Scott and Green on Joey Pemberton. Down goes Joey and out. It took place in upstate New York. The most frustrating wreck. This is like if you're going down the Beltway at rush hour. You know it's 4:30 in the afternoon, you're in a hurry to get home, you forget to make a turn. Boom. You end up going through the tire retaining wall, and you come to an abrupt stop. Teo Fabi gave us that one. The best and most incredible escape that I've seen not only this month, but at any time ever, has to be John Force. John Force in his Fuel Funny car in Brainerd, Minnesota, completely engulfed in flames. He jumped out of the car, came back the next day, and won the Fuel Funny Car Championship. The luckiest jump with the worst landing. Ooh, Ernie Adams. Ernie Adams, he managed to jump 20 cars, but he also paid a price along the way. Ernie would give you the best jump, but the best golf shot has to go to Larry Mowry. Folks, you can say there were better shots, but there certainly was never a better reverse spin roll on this one. That golf ball, there's got to be a knife.
Fernandez, and look at the catch by Swervin Mervin. Jim Kelly's pass is tipped And Lewis Oliver must have crazy glue in his fingers. What a grab. The Red Sox September collapse has had a terrible effect on Larry Anderson. He's breaking out. Andres Galarraga figured he had extra bases at Chase Stadium, but Keith Miller says not this time, Big Cat. Sean Dunston shoots one to the hole, but Jose Lee makes a play and throws out Dunston from his knees. Wade Boggs with a sinking liner to left, but Joe Orslack makes a sliding catch. Popcorn, peanuts, fire, get your red hot fire. Well, still hot. Boomer his ice and threads it through the defender and into the arms of Eddie Brown for a touchdown. Greg Townsend with a big uppercut, and it's the start of a no-holds-barred free-for-all in Seattle. Derek Crawford is leveled by Bruce Elliott, and you don't think Elliott knows it? Look at this. All right. Elliott. Then Rick Warman is broken in half by Robert Smith. Ouch. Same game now. Ricky Foggy lays up a beautiful ball, and Darrell Smith reaches. He makes the catch. What a season Smith is having for the Argos. Sandy Alomar lifts a fly ball to shallow left, but Rob Ducey runs in, and he makes a great catch. This is Kenny Williams coming up now, stealing third. Then he realized he's got to go back to second when Kevin Maas catches a foul pop, and Maas throws it away, so Williams gets back up and goes back to third, and he figures, well, I might as well go home, so he goes home, but John McLaren is there, and he gets dropped. Williams trots in the score on one of the most bizarre plays you'll ever see, and he was pooped. Welcome to the Swissonian, Kenny.
The other plays as well. Time now for the Nissan Plays of the Week. People will go to any lengths to watch our Plays of the Week, and you got to watch the Plays of the Week when you see things like this, like Lonnie Smith, worst left fielder in history. Not a bad catch, Lonnie. We'll get back to him. How about this one? Darrell Hamilton, the guy could get 3 to 5 years for this theft. What a beauty. Or Len Dykstra, face first. It looks tough. Len says, no big deal. This one's a big deal. How about Wally Backman at third, ranging to his left, gets up and makes the play. Never thought he could do that. Or Bill Doran at second. Look at this beauty extending his body. The creative putout goes to Eddie Murray, who kicks the ball to the second baseman, then gets it back. He's done a lot of kicking of balls over the years. How about this? All the elements are here for Plays of the Week. We've got ice cream cones, and we've got beer for Kevin McReynolds, who says, if there's any choice, I'd rather have it in the cup. I've always wanted to say this. Have a nice trip, buddy. How about this trip for Willie McGee, who goes beyond home plate and then gets tagged out? Now, that's a good call. This is a bad call. Watch to the left of your screen. Umpire Ted Hendry. The guy's got his back to the play, but he says, whoops, better make the call. He says, you're out of here, I think. New sport this week, it's running bases. Yeah, you used to play it when you were young. You run back and forth, and each time you touch the base, you get a point. Well, Kenny Williams was the winner this week. He gets not 1, not 2, but 3 points. And then he does what some Blue Jay fans have always wanted to do. No, just kidding about that. Some big hits this week, like this big guy on this little kid. This guy should be ashamed of himself. How about this hit on the cameraman? It was a bad week for cameraman. First of all, this guy's gets a bad view, and then he takes one in the head. Or how about this hit? Roger Craig gets sent into orbit by Scott Chase. What a beauty that was. The key here, follow the bouncing ball. Now, these two Saskatchewan players didn't do it very well. This one Winnipeg player has a shot. Then he gets a second shot and a third. Finally, Ken Haley pins it down. The key here, follow the bouncing jockey. This guy was all right, though. His horse was more than all right. He won the race. Lonnie Smith says, cut. I couldn't have made that catch. And Don Zimmer says, that was Lonnie Smith?
Gary Anderson can't find anybody in the throw to, so he'll improvise, and he's going to end up with a touchdown. Jack Clark says that the umpire doesn't want to call strikes, and what does he need this plate for? Let's cover it up. John Shelby settles under a fly ball. Ken Griffey Jr. tags up a third, but the throw from Shelby is right on the money. Same game, Edgar Martinez sends a shot to center, but Milt Kyler shows us some great wheels as he runs it down. Ken O'Brien fires to JoJo Townsell, but Mark Kelso will nearly decapitate this guy. And he drops the ball. What a hit by Kelso. Keith Miller with a shot to the right side, but Mark Graves makes a diving stop, and they get the force at second. Back to Jack Clark. Now he's practicing for the Olympic base toss. Nice form, Jack. Fred McGriff smacks a sinking liner to right, but have a look at this amazing catch by Tom Bernansky. Bill Landrum slices the ball towards the corner and right. Craig Wilson runs, leaps, but he can't quite squeeze it. Ricky Fogey slips away from the rush, then rifles the ball to Paul Mazzotti. Mazzotti makes a great catch for the score. The Argos look pretty good. Jeff Baumgartner against former Leaf draft pick Ty Domi. Baumgartner lands a big left hand. Big James Fitzpatrick gives Mark Woodson a shove, but the little guy uses the referee as a screen, and he sneaks in a right hand. Here's one for the little guy. Frank Cabrera is going to drive the ball into the left field corner. Eric Davis is running out there. He reaches. He's going to smack the wall, but he makes the catch. Eric was hurting, but he'll be happy to know that he's in the Swissonian. Our Nissan plays of the week.
Yes, it could be heaven or it could be that hot place directly south of there. At least it seemed like that for the Toronto Blue Jays. And here's a devil holding a pitchfork. Tom Brunansky. Did he roast the Jays or what? One shoestring catch and then another with the bases loaded. He had 5 home runs. You know who else had a pitchfork? Ellis Burks. Watch this snow cone catch in center field. Holy cow, what a play that was. Holy something else is what John Candelaria and Rick Reed were saying to each other. Actually, there might be a few Blue Jay fans who would agree with whatever Rick Reed was saying. Speaking of things you don't see in Toronto, how about this bit of plate blocking? Look at Joe Oliver. Not once, but twice. Joe Oliver goes down on one knee and protects that plate with his life. That is outstanding. Yes, it was a weird sort of week on our plays of the week, but it wasn't all weirdness. There were some great ones, like this one by Jody Reed. This is a beauty. He ranges to his right, dives, makes the catch, and then flips for the out. Speaking of flipping, how about Mike Benjamin? Watch him go down and then up just like that. Mike Benjamin, a beautiful play. Sometimes men look like kids, like Oscar Azokar through the leg. Jesse Barfield said he did it just like this. No, Jess, you don't do the face first slide. Sometimes kids look like kids, and sometimes men act like kids. Have you ever wondered what is so funny about lighting another guy's foot on fire? Kind of weird. Bad week for JoJo Townsell. He was hit by everybody in sight. First of all, Mark Kelso sends him into orbit. Townsell says, that's okay. At least he's not on my team, like this guy. Watch this hit, but don't watch the ball carrier, the guy behind him. What a block that is. Some good jugglers this week, guys you might consider for your kid's birthday party, like Anthony Carter. Or how about this Tycat and Argo working perfectly in sync? Off the hands, off the foot, and then Darryl Smith makes the one-hand catch. Yeah, I'd hire those guys. Hey, Dan Sellers, here's a bit of advice. Never, ever, ever get into a fight and take off your helmet. Bad move. And yes, it is an emotional time. A very emotional time when plays of the week come to an end.
Time for our best and most unusual plays of the month. Let's go around the world of sports. A toast from our Tapatega Day fraternity to the plays of the month of September. Hey, the best surprise car wash of the month. Who else? Mickey Hatcher and his Dodger teammate who decided to surprise the ground crew a little bit. You've heard the expression, you bug me. I suggest to you that no one has ever been more bugged than Charles Nagy pitching for the Indians. Hey, only in September, only in Cleveland. Try pitching a fastball through that bug storm. The home run robber of the month. He's in a class by himself this month. Barry Bonds of the Pirates, high above the wall. Absolutely the home run robbing catch of the month. For the collision of the month, that'll go to the Minnesota Twins. Greg Gagne is going out. You can see this one. Dan Gladden coming in. Over goes Greg. Throw to second. Now you take time to recover. Thank you. The most acrobatic catch of the month, there were several. First of all, Ken Caminiti of the Astros, who goes over the railing for the second time this year to pull it in. The fastest exit from the ballpark goes to Jeff McKnight of the Orioles. Look out in the first 3 rows. Here comes real sweet action. The fastest entrance onto the field was a young lady in Anaheim who really wanted to catch that baseball. There you go. Look out, lady. Ooh, tell me that doesn't hurt. The best wood chopper award goes to Wade Boggs of the Red Sox. Doesn't break it that way. Over the knee in one motion, and then the spike. Go get him, Wade. The best game of the month, well, that would have to go to the NHRA and the NASCAR guys, where it came off of Ernie Irvan, bounces off of him and Derek Cope right to Brett Bodine. It's all called teamwork. The face mask of the month, there were several such awards. First of all, South Carolina State's Patrick Scott on Howard's Gary Harrell as he turns him inside and out. The hitter of the month, a couple of guys. Myron Guyton of the Giants on James Dixon. You've got to love James Dixon. He stands up. Thank you. I can take those hits and keep right on smiling. The roughest landing of the month goes to Irving Fryer, who gets together with Lewis Phillips. Phillips turns Irving Fryer inside out, upside down, and every which way but loose. And then there was the unfair catch of the month. Back for the New York Jets was JoJo Townsell waving fair catch. Whoop! Here comes his own man, John Galvin. See what happens for playing football on Monday night? The punch of the month. Greg Thompson of the Raiders on Ron Heller of the Seahawks. who really uncorked one. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, gone. Second best punch. Ron Woodson of the Steelers on James Fitzpatrick. Hey, who you hitting, man? Grab the face mask. Get your money's worth, Rod. The most unusual pass of the month. Dave Craig, this one was in a class by itself. That was the best forward pass of the month. And then the worst foot race, Carl Mecklenburg, who pushes him out of the way and gets the touchdown. I figured the Broncos could use something to smile at tonight, right? The best strut of the month, no contest. Falcons, Andre Rice. All right, Andre, 1, 2, 3, and aren't you bright? The best imitation of a true halftime band leader, Deion Sanders, Neon Deion. Will he stay with the Falcons or go to the White Sox? And then the best dance also goes to Deion. You deserve a nice yellow flag for your efforts. The NFL Run of the Month goes to Gary Anderson. This one won the game against the Detroit Lions. He sees 3 defenders. He dives over all 3. Gary Anderson, you're a great addition to Tampa. The wildest ride of the month goes to Todd Henneman in Durango, Colorado. Look out, Todd. Up and over he goes in the Mountain Bike Championship. Hey, did he worry about it? Nope. Said, got to get my bike, get right on back into that race, man. Got no time to stop and see how we're doing. The second wildest ride goes to Tammy Agers of Stapleton, Nebraska, who gets thrown, never bats an eyelash, and for everyone who has the best ride, they get free candy at the end because I got the best ride. Give me my candy, you guys. Thank you. Now you all get on out of here. The Oops Award of the month has to go to Jay Berger. We told you that you would fall for the plays of the month of September. Check out Jay Berger. Did he fall just on time? Now you know why they don't play tennis when it rains. Thank you, Jay.
Hey, Joe the Swiss. What an NHL debut for Sergei Fedorov. He teams up with Steve Eisenman on a beautiful goal. Tom Browning with as good a pickoff move as you'll ever see, and Jeff King is out of there. Sit down, Jeff. One of the few bright spots for the Yankees was Alvaro Espinoza. Great diving stop, and he gets to fourth and second. Alexander McGillney goes to the Habs defense like Zsa Zsa goes through Husbands, and he buries the backhand. What a goal. Phil Simms with an absolutely perfect strike to rookie Rodney Hampton. Hampton has a touchdown. Charlie Hayes with a looper to center, but Doug DeCenzo runs in. He makes a shoestring catch. Barry Bonds with a bouncer up the middle, but Barry Larkin comes out of nowhere to make the play, and he guns out Bonds at first. Dave Reed with a nice setup for Ed Olchuk, but Stefan Beauregard makes a great glove save. Jeff Bukaboom with a penalty shot. Now, he's going to fire, but Rick Cavaracci closes his pads on it, and he keeps the puck out of the net. And finally, Arizona State quarterback Rick Malavulu heading for the end zone. He dives, he takes a hit, but he scores. Welcome to the Swissonian. Tilley looks downfield for Andre Reed, and he has him. The pass is short, but Reed makes the adjustment, and as we see in the slow-mo replay, that was a fine catch by Andre Reed. Mike Modano sets up Stu Gavin, but Chris Terreri coming up here is going to absolutely rob him. Tom Berdansky with a looper to center field, but Dave Henderson picks it off the grass tips out there. Nice catch, Dave. Dave Craig with a Hail Mary pass late in the game, and Jeff Chadwick makes the grab, stays in bounds for the score. Mike Modano starts in his own zone. He's going to weave his way through the Bruins, and he picks a top corner on Andy Moog. Joy Evans tries to keep the ball away from Dave Henderson, but Willie Randolph makes the over-the-shoulder catch. What a catch there. Jets tight end Chris Dressel gets his signals crossed, and he's going to end up on the seat of his pants. Guy Lafleur with a full head of steam and a full head of hair. His shot is stopped, but watch the heads-up feed for Tony McKegney. All right, Guy. Carmelo Martinez thought he had a game-winning home run until Glenn Bragg took it away. Andy Van Slyke with a shot to the hole, but Mariana Duncan is there, and he just gets Van Slyke at first. And does Yuri Laddle have a cannon? Yep. Welcome to the Swissonian.
The first time ever, chess makes our plays of the week, and if you're saying it doesn't belong, you're probably right. How about this? I've been wanting to use this line all year. Have a nice trip, John. Mark Recchi, not popular with his Pittsburgh teammates. Watch John Cullen take him out, and then Kevin Stevens finishes up the job. Mike Modano, got to be real popular with Minnesota fans and teammates. Watch this play. It's the goal of the year in this young NHL season. What a beauty. Now, saves of the week. Here's your first runner-up, stopping Wayne Gretzky on a breakaway as Kirk McLean. If you thought that was good, how about this one? Curtis Joseph's glove save. He's no ordinary Joe on that one. The goalies weren't the only ones making nice saves. How about this one? Taglianetti, one skate save, then Wilkinson, same thing. Here's the punch of the week. It comes from Jeff Chikrin to Troy Crowder. Chikrin hits Crowder's glove with his nose. This one looks like the Three Stooges. Hey Mo, hey Larry, hey Sergio. Now back to the excitement of chess. You think that's no big deal? Watch this guy's reaction who was watching the chess match. He says, Yahoo! What an outstanding move with a pawn to open that game. Creative use of a practice net this week by this receiver. And how about this catch by a fan? Now, you'd think he'd made the most unbelievable catch ever. All he did was catch a football. Get a job, fella. Now, the NFL has a rule that says no celebrating after a touchdown. How about before a touchdown? Andre Reason going into the end zone celebrating. Now, here's a creative touchdown of the week by the Green Bay Packers. It's all in their playbook. You throw an interception, then you cause the guy to fumble, but you don't pick it up right away. You drop it, let the other team have a shot at it, then you get it back. Yes, it's in the Green Bay playbook. Here's the catch of the year in the CFL, Earl Winfield. What a beauty. Now, what do the Ottawa Rough Riders think of that? They say, nice catch, Earl. What a hit that was. Now, watch at the top of your screen. It says pig racing. Now, I'm no animal expert. To me, those guys look like goats. Here's the dog of the year, and here's the protest of the year, ticketed by bat lovers who said Jay Bell was abusing his bat. And finally, if you're saying, what are you doing with that chess? Good question.
The game when Randall Cunningham goes deep for Michael Carter, but this looks like a pinball off two players and into the hands of Fred Barnett, who takes it in for the score as the Eagles come back to win it. Now, this is Andre Rison with a now patented duck walk into the end zone. Yes, folks, today marks the return of Oilers equipment manager Mojo with the flip, and he spikes the tee. Willie Randolph with the grounder, but Jose Rio nonchalantly backhands the ball. He flips the first for the out, ho-hum. You know what bothers Ulf Samuelson the most? That Zamboni at Maple Leaf Gardens. Take that. And this is Earl Winfield with a spectacular diving catch for the score. Best Rock'em Sock'em Robots impersonation. Jay Miller, Neil Wilkinson. Mark Dusbebeck has Randall Cunning lined up. And whoa, Anthony Tony levels of Damon Allen to the back of the outzone. Check out the catch by Stefan Jones. Here's the Sabres power play. Bodger to Krupp, to Howard Chuck, to Rutu, to Rick 5. Now that is a power play. And Denny Savard with a kind of move that, well, only Denny Savard can make. He slides the puck under Tim Chevrolet. Welcome back to the Swissonian, Denny.
Of the week. Everyone's got a great seat for the plays of the week, but Ulf Samuelson refused to take his in the penalty box. He was told to hit the showers. That's the showers, Ulf, not the Zamboni. The Argos' Darryl Smith always wanted to be a hit on TV, but not this bad. Prince Charles taking in the Argo game this week, but it's no tea party for the Rough Riders tacklers when Toronto's Mike Pinball Clemens gets the ball. Houdini couldn't have gotten out of this mess. But Dave Meggett of the Giants also knows how to break some tackles. Count at least 6 on this play against the Cardinals. Meggett doing his own pinball imitation. Pittsburgh rookie Barry Foster decides to let the kickoff bounce. Only trouble is you can only do that on a punt. The Niners pick it up, and Joe Walton picks up an awful headache. But maybe not as bad as the one Aaron Cox picks up from Scott Tate. Ooh. You got to keep your head on the ice, even if you're a linesman. Isn't that right, Ron Finn? Also, be on the lookout for your own man. Gord Donnelly takes out goalie Rick Tabaracci. Sometimes keeping your head up is difficult, particularly if Christian Rutu is your check. Now, we hope you're not getting tired of all this, because Clyde Simmons of the Eagles wants to show you his touchdown trot after picking up the fumble. Oops. We're not sure if this play was in the Eagles' playbook, but Fred Barnett is there to snag the ball and waltz into the end zone. This sequence was definitely not planned. Exhibition basketball. The Miami Heat shoot at the wrong basket. The Clippers grab the rebound, and the players on the bench are saying, hey, this is our basket. Tom Garrick makes the easy layup. No, this is not the Breeders' Cup. In this race, a horse, a buffalo, and a bear will match up. And they're off. One of the participants can't bear the competition. And yes, the horse did win the race, but he lost his breath. Finally, this will make your head spin. Denny Savard pulling the old spinorama and sliding it home, bringing home another edition of the Plays of the Week.
Where? That's it for the Hebsey Award Institute. Bernie Kosar drops back and fires to Brian Brennan, who picks it off the grass tips. A spectacular catch by Brennan, and the lunatics and the dog pound love it. Now, this is past Freddie Pendleton against Daryl Larimore. Larimore is going to catch a right hand. Good night, Daryl. Steve Eisenman with a shot. Kirk McLean makes the save. Gerard Gallant with a rebound. He can't score, but he gets the puck to Dave Barr, and Barr buries it. Here comes a wing. Betty Testenberg looks for Willie Drury. Look out, Willie. Here comes Isaac Holt. What a head. This is Dave Chizowski with nowhere to go but up and over on a great hip check by Brendan Shanahan. Wayne Gretzky to Luke Robitaille, but Bob Essenza gets his glove up, and he bats it away. What reflexes! Ray Shepard with the feed to Kevin Miller, and look at the move he puts on Peter Ing. Hard to believe they found a hole in the Leafs defense, isn't it? And watch this play. Mark Recchi to Tony Taddy. Back to Recchi, who weaves his way through the defense and scores. Welcome to the Swissonian, Mark.
And providing us with plenty of material for the Nissan Plays of the Week.
Well, you've really got to get a kick out of these plays. Check out this game of volleyball with the feet. Kind of a new twist. Let's just shuffle on over to the football field now for a look at the all-important quarterback position. We all know you got to have sure hands, right, Rodney Pete? And you got to have a head on your shoulders to play quarterback, as long as it's attached to your shoulders. The key to a good shotgun formation, the good snap. Might want to use the shotgun and the guy who snapped the ball, however. Drew Bledsoe of Washington says, "Who needs the rest of you? I'll catch my own pass, and he will scamper in for the score." Not bad. John Forquet better check the rules. Referee, last time I checked, not an eligible receiver. Webster Slaughter does in fact get slaughtered, courtesy of Ronnie Lott. Andre Waters wants to play, but Dennis McKinnon says, no thanks, I'm already spoken for, buddy. Catch of the week, Andre Reed to the Bills. One-handed grab, no stick-em included. And the hot dog of the week, as per usual, Deion Sanders breaks through a couple of tackles, and away we go. Neon Deion starts to high step it 45 yards from the end zone. Get out the mustard for this guy. Time now to strike up a little waltzing on the ice. Round and round they go. Where they stop, only Bob Probert knows. And speaking of knows, nobody seems to knows where this play is going. You take it. No, I'll take it. No, Jaromir Jagr says, I'll take it. Another strange goal here at the Meadowlands. Pat Conacher lofting one in. Wendell Young says, I got it. Misplace it, to put it politely. Badger Bob Johnson makes like an ice sculpture. I don't think he moves. Won't be pleased with this one either. Our weekly Pittsburgh Penguins players colliding into one another. And now for our first weekly Calgary Flames colliding. That's Paul Ranheim on the receiving end of a Rick Natras check. Brendan Shanahan has it all figured out. Send the opponent into orbit. And Pat LaFontaine a little bit confused. Pat pretty happy he signed the new contract, but not likely that happy he scored on his own goal. Some goals of the more pleasing variety. Mark Recchi, outstanding, beating Sean Burke. And how about Pierre Turgeon, the head fake of the week, head fakes of the week, and he gets the goal. And the Kings' Tony Granato, undressing Freddie Olesen, and finishes off. Looks kind of like my haircut, doesn't it? Anyways, don't get so broken up, but that's it for this week's edition of the Plays of the Week.
Of the month, let's go around the world of sports. We invite you to put your dancing shoes on, folks, as we bring you the plays of the month of October. First of all, we start in Philadelphia. The highest paid ball boy has to be the Eagles' Jim McMahon, who gets the kicking tee and then finishes with a classic strike and a little bit of a cartwheel. Good man, Jim. Second best catch of the month, the Bills' Andre Reed, who climbs up and over the Raiders' Terry McDaniel. That would have been the best catch of the month, except for the Falcons' Sean Collins. Sean Collins goes over the back of Milton Max. Wait a minute, how did he do that? How did he do that? Great touchdown. The luckiest pass of the month goes to the Philadelphia Eagles. Randall Cunningham, he throws off of the Vikings' Michael Brim, then off of Calvin Williams. Come to Papa, come to Papa, come to Papa, do. Fred Barnett, touchdown. A little bit of hot dog with a little extra mustard along the way. The happiest coach of the month has to be Bill Parcells of the Giants. See, since he's lost weight, he's able to literally strike off the field, right? The Lost Loaf of Bread Award has to go to your favorite Chicago Bear runner, Neil Anderson. This is one of the classics. Neil, I know you had a great game against the Packers. I know you're one of the best, but I love that run. That one will last in infamy. The hits of the month, there were several this month that were classic. First of all, Scott Case of the Falcons on Aaron Cox of the Rams. The double brick wall. This is a great brick wall collision. The Bengals' Harold Green meet Vince Newsom of the Rams. Ooh, will that give you a headache? Grab your head. Tell me if that hurts, sucker. The wildest fight of the year. Florida State and LSU as the game ended. This was absolutely take it to the limit time. This was as the game ended. Florida State, by the way, clobbered LSU on the scoreboard. Final results still aren't in on the fight. The most hits on one play. The Penguins' Mark Recchi, who gets hit first by his teammate John Cullen and then by Kevin Stevens, all on one play. The punch of the month was not Evander Holyfield on Devils' Troy Crowder. No, it was this one. Troy Crowder on the Flyers' Jeff Chikrin. One punch, down and out. The hockey move of the month, this is as pretty as they get. Canadians' Dennis Savard around Bob Wilkie, then comes in and scores the goal against Detroit. You don't get much better than that one. The Oops Award goes to the Islanders' Pat LaFontaine, number 16 in white in the center of your screen, trying to guard against a goal going in. Whoops, accidentally puts it into his own net. Pat, what did you think? Boom, there goes that hockey stick. Get a new one. The roughest landing, Alice Baker in the World Mountain Bike Championship. Give me my bike. I got to get going. I know I can keep on going. Let me go. The Upside Down Award goes to Tom Shanahan in Ennis, Texas. Tom Shanahan flipped this thing over and then went along on his top and rode and rode and rode. Much to the credit of the NHRA, like so many of the guys this year, Tom Shanahan was able to walk away from that. But the most incredible flip we've seen this month, Eddie Harris in Norwalk, Connecticut, hits the wall, then flips 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, still going 6.5 times. Do you know that Eddie Harris walked away from that wreck? Nothing left of the car. The wildest of all rides is Brian Carson at the Charlotte Stunt Competition. He tried to jump 20 cars. I think that maybe his calculation was a little incorrect, you know what I mean? And then the biggest tease of the month, the Mariners, Randy Johnson. Randy, are you going to tease those fans? Shame on you, man. And then, ladies and gentlemen, comes the baseball quote of the month, maybe of the year.
I just like to say that no one gave us a chance. We kicked the 4 straight, and that's all I got to say. And all I think, we kept our mouths shut. We just went out there and proved it on the field. They can talk all they want, but they're gonna sit home all winter, and they know they don't got nothing because we got the ring and we got the money and we got everything. Thank you.
Get excited, Chris Sabo. Get excited. Golf shot of the month, Beth Daniel in Tallahassee, Florida. From 180 yards away, don't lose sight of the ball. It rolls. You don't get any better than that, folks. Hey, Beth, take a bow. Great shot. We are not together. Armin Leon, who goes, whoops, where's the horse? Armin, the horse is supposed to go with you, you know what? Hey, the race of the month. This was a classic, folks. The dog's name is AJ. He's on the outside. AJ battling for the lead. Now he's up there going for first place when, oh, AJ does a 360. Everybody else crosses the finish line. AJ, no treats for AJ. Sorry, AJ, you get nothing but dead flowers. Hey, let's get a good close-up of AJ. Thank you very much. And a great bow wow it was. Want to take just a moment to
fasten your belts, because we begin at the Odd in Buffalo. Mike Hartman leaving Boston's Randy Bird, seeing the wrong kind of stars with winter on the way, hot shots in the links. Gary Player with golf's version of the run and shoot. Jeff Sluman says, that's not bad, Gary, but check out this engineering marvel. Sluman playing the win and reading the green. What else? Perfectly. Now, who says hockey rinks are cold? Graham James, of the coach of the Swift Current Broncos and poster boy for NutraSweet, finding a unique way of protesting the work of the officials. Nice tune, Dick, but I found it tough to dance to, so I gave it a 5. The NBA is back along with the Atlanta Air Force, Dominique Wilkins. Chicago's Air Jordan in mid-season form. Who needs a space shuttle? The Miami Heat's Willie Burton warming up the crowd. And now, we know why Joe Tilley and George Bryson wanted the weekend off. Some guys should be forced to keep their clothes on at all times. Back to the NBA for a second. George McLeod with the disc to Detlef Schrempf. And a Swissonian bonus. Weekend World beat producer Paul Rogers on his way to the control room. And finally, David Brabham with the auto racing version of the Spinorama. What's the big deal? You can see this on the 400 anytime. I prefer Denny Savard. Welcome to all the Swissonian.
The Nissan Plays of the Week.
I was just saying the other day, fans of Plays of the Week getting younger and younger, but Claude Lemieux says, come one, come all, join us. Well, that's sort of what he says. We couldn't tell you exactly what he said, but wave the banner and start off the Plays of the Week with a great goal. Theron Fleury, possibly the goal of the week, although Tim Sweeney takes a strong run at it, undressing Rob Ramage for the goal there. Now the save of the week, John Casey, great stop off of Pat Murray. Bit of a rough week for the great one. Hey, you can't hit Wayne Gretzky like that. He's the best player in the game. That's not allowed. No respect at all. He gets creamed, then he gets stopped once, twice, and make that 3 times by Ed Belfour. Rough week. Things very ugly for the great one. Talk about ugly right here. Craig Cox belting Troy Kreider's fist with his face. In the ring, though, the boxing turns into wrestling. Body slam city there. And speaking of slams, we have slams of a different nature, as in basketball. David Robinson there, and Michael Jordan here, exploding to the basket off the missed free throw as we watch from the slam cam. Reggie Miller with his version of the Savardian Spinorama. Call it the Regian Spinorama? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe about this. Manute Bol throwing in the inbounds pass? I don't think so. Now, Manute, one of those shooters that couldn't put the ball in the ocean. Same can't be said for this guy, though, can it now? And now a tale of football action. The trick play of the week from this high school game. The punt goes straight up and straight down into the arms of a blocker who runs it in for the score. Try to tell me they planned that. Come on. The Chiefs really using their heads these days, though. Deron Cherry pops the ball from Bo Jackson right into the hands of Albert Lewis. Washington's Gary Clark nailed. Mike Kofer picks it off. And the Lions follow the bouncing ball on offense as well. Robert Clark takes the double deflection, and he'll run it back the other way. And Sterling Sharp now with the Sterling catch, stretching it to the limit, literally and figuratively. And Irving Fryer delivers the souvenir personally. How's that for up close and personal? And speaking of personal, a personal goodbye from the Beauty and the Beast.
Jim and I will... Official induction. David Volek of the Islanders gets checked into the Devil's goal by Ken Danico, and as we see in slow-mo, he was lucky to skate away after this one. Troy Millette lines up Dave Maley, but Millette goes face first into the boards. Magic Johnson goes to the hoop, and Jerome Percy goes up and over and onto his head. Let's watch that again past the aspirin. This is called skydiving with a pal, and you have to be real good friends to try this, folks. Chris Dudley of the New Jersey Nets shows us a unique way to block a shot. Rob Murray lays his shoulder into Joe Ricci. He goes through the glass. Todd Light of Notre Dame is going to be slammed WWF style from Alton Grizzard. That's the kind of move that can upset a coach. I mean, really upset a coach. Oba Card puts Martin Quiros in a headlock, so Quiros slams him into the canvas. Speaking of slams, no one does it better than Michael Jordan and the slam clam. This is Derek Coleman making sure his man doesn't get away. The long bomb to Charles Bryant for the University of Houston. Bryant makes a great sliding catch. Then he shakes a bug out of his jersey. Pesky little thing was everywhere. Got right into the crowd. Tommy Morrison lands a right hand to the chin of Mike Acey. He gets back up, then takes a left, then another right. Morrison's next opponent developed an understandable twitch after watching the fight. Here's a first, a Chilean First Division soccer. The goaltender's kick is way downfield, bounces over the other goalie and into the net. And finally, hats off to that lean, mean pacing machine, high-class Alma Hurst, who crushed the field at Mohawk for his first victory. Welcome to the Swissonian.
So pull up a seat, because these plays will definitely send you for a loop like Buccaneers quarterback Chris Chandler. Giants coach Bill Parcells was hot under the collar last week. Chill out, Bill, which is what they were doing in Buffalo. Derek Thomas was heating up in Kansas City. He nails David Craig. John Conjembi suffers the same fate in Toronto. And Billy Joe Tolliver nearly loses his head after this shot. That's enough to give you an awful headache. Felt all around the sports world. This catch might leave your head spinning. Jerry Rice with the incredible one-hander. He pulls it in for the touchdown. The Argos' Darrell Smith does his work after the catch. He breaks 3 tackles, picks up some blockers, and heads downfield. This, a 99-yard touchdown run. And the pinball lights it up in Toronto, too. This run, just 24 of his 364 total yards of offense. A lesson now on how not to celebrate a touchdown. Reggie Pleasant just a little over-exuberant in congratulating Don Wilson. Wilson is hurt on the play. Now here's some food for thought. Basketball's free-throw shooting machine, Chris Dudley, an air ball from the line. Clyde Drexler uses the air in a different way. He glides through it for the incredible basket. And watch the man with the ball, Avery Johnson, between the legs, pass for the hoop. The shortest basketball game of the year, this Michigan State game lasted just 4 seconds. You can't play with just one basket, you know. But cheer up, we've still got more action for you. In Minnesota, the hired dancers were putting on a show. Unfortunately, they should have hired some fans as well. Tom Barrasso with the save of the week, getting his glove out for the stop. The glove not good enough for Kelly Rudy. He uses his face on this drive. Wayne Gretzky reminding his old teammates what they've been missing, going through the Edmonton defense, then heading up ice, setting up the play, and finishing it off himself. Unbelievable. Denny Savard showing he still has it, puts the moves on the defense here, but it's time to put this one to sleep as we kiss off another Plays of the Week.
We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Enter the cream of the crop in the Swissonian Institute. For some fans, fall is not an exciting time of year. Even when the Bears are winning, they're boring. And how would you like to be a Cardinals fan in Buffalo when it's snowing and blowing? But Bills fans know how to stay warm. Some big hits this week. Jose Regal with a huge left hook. We better watch that one again. Not bad for a bantamweight. A couple of light welterweights slugging on. You've got a feeling somebody's going down. It's the referee, Terry Moore. Just a slip, folks. He's okay. Some harness action from Freehold. Trot-a-lot looking for room on the outside. I mean, way outside. Let's just go straight to the bar. Horse and driver were fine. An inbounds play with time running up, but Michael Jordan makes a steal and puts it up for 3. This is Kenny Norman with time running out. He puts it up, and it's good. Clippers win. More hits now. John Conjemi is cracked by Patrick Wayne. Dave Craig is hammered 7 times by Andre Thomas. Vinny Testaverde looks for the end zone, and he gets there the hard way. Brett Hall with a smoker, but Tom Barrasso makes a save, and the Blues can't beat him on the rebound. This is Michigan State from the tip-off. They gain control. Matt Stegano with a jam, and the game's only basket. Only one basket. This is Hoopster Hound, the basketball-playing dog. Sign him up, folks. It's in the Spinorama celebration. The shimmy. How about the whatever? The Egyptian walk. The strut. The high stepper. The end of the line. The here I am, come and get me. And, of course, the famous thank you. And finally, pig racing returns. It's Jimmy Swaghog, followed by Tammy Faye Bacon, Dolly Porking staying in the hunt, and Hammy Davis Jr. at the wire. It's Dolly Porking. Welcome to the Swissonian.
The weekly feature, the Nissan Plays of the Week.
Can't wait for tonight. You ready?
I'm ready,
I can't
pal.
wait, baby. I can't wait.
Oh, baby, even the refs can't wait for our Plays of the Week. Who says the NHL's violent? Dancing has replaced fighting. And when the others are dancing, Craig Simpson says, thanks very much, I'll just keep on playing. Those guys along the boards are fighting. Watch Simpson. He comes in and scores a goal. That's a great play, but not nearly as great as this one. What a beautiful goal by Phil Bourne. Starts out at his own end, over the blue line, beats one man, then 3 defenders are there. He beats them all, and then he does the fitting thing. He beats the goaltender. What a beautiful play. You want a beautiful play in basketball? Look at this. This is Kenny Anderson of Georgia Tech. He looks like Curly Neal of the Harlem Globetrotters. What a beautiful play. Some buzzer beaters now. First of all, Michael Jordan, not only a buzzer beater, but a steal and a buzzer beater to boot. But here's the buzzer beater of the week. Danny Young, Portland Trail Blazers. And there's the buzzer, and what a fine shot that was. Here's the dish of the week. Kevin Johnson in behind Vladdy Divac, who probably feels like he should go back to Europe. Okay, Bobby Hansen says, you guys got it all wrong. These are supposed to be foul shots, and his really were. Darrell Griffith, apparently Mike Brown and he were having a fight. He makes the shot, and Brown takes it out. Now, you want a team that looked like the Globetrotters. How about the New York Knicks? They start at one end, they go the other way, and they throw the ball around beautifully. The dancing continues, and our new sport this week is putting empty cups on the back of a drunk man. Of course, if they were filled, he'd probably wake up and drink them. You want some monster shots? How about this monster hit? Watch John Heggie on Irving Fryer. Oh, what a hit that is. Bill Parcells and Pepper Johnson says the key to coaching is put your heads together. What a great catch this is by Ernest Biner. It's the runner-up for catch of the week, but here's the beauty. Jesse Hester steals the ball, flips it over the defender, and then makes a one-hand catch. And here's the Jets defender. You might say he was undressed on the play. And Craig Berube and Troy Crowder say, hey, how about a little dirty dancing? Now, those punches are nothing compared to this one. This boxer is sent out into orbit. And Vladdy Divac says, I finally made Plays of the Week.
Best Plays of the Month. Let's start by taking you out to Chicago for our Plays of the Month. First of all, we salute our fine police officers, yes, around the nation. Hey, she's only a mascot, okay? But if she were a police officer, he says, arrest me. Here I am, arrest me. They ought to arrest this guy, right? I mean, if you saw her, please take me, sentence me to life. It's all right. Best dancers, the return of the Icky Shuffle. Icky, nice adjustment. Yeah, I like that. Go for it. The best catches of the month, you've got to include Sterling Sharp of the Packers against the 49ers. What a great catch. Sterling, that ranks with the best of the year. The best concentration on a catch goes to the Colts' Jesse Hester. For this ball went right off of the Jets. James Hasty, right back to Jesse Hester for the touchdown. Congratulations. The best imitation of the Road Warriors, Bill Parcells and Pepper Johnson. It hurts, doesn't it, Bill? Best free ride, Oilers' Richard Johnson on the Bills' James Lofton. James says, hold on, man. I'll take you right back on the field. We'll be back in this game in no time. The best high hurdler award. It had to go to Randall Cunningham on Rod McSwain to the Patriots, who said, whoa, what's happening? Where did that man come from? The second most acrobatic move of the month, the Cards' Terrence Flagler over Junior Robinson, landing on his head. It was a touchdown. The acrobatic move of the month, Chris Chandler of the Buccaneers over the Saints' Toy Cook. That's a rough landing. The hit of the month, Giants' Myron Guyton on the Rams' Henry Ellard. Myron Guyton, you've become a regular on the sports machine. Welcome aboard. Or was this the hit of the month? It's John Hagee on Irving Pryor. Oh, that'll stop you in your tracks. That will stop you right where you are. The college hit of the month, West Virginia's James Jett gets hit by LaRon Harris. And Mike Tolbert of South Carolina. Look at Braylon Bennett says, I got the souvenir. I got the souvenir. College pass of the month. Watch the football. Washington State's Drew Bledsoe. The pass is batted into the air. Back to Drew Bledsoe. He says, well, I might as well run it for a touchdown. So it goes, I guess, as a completed pass to yourself for the touchdown. As they beat Arizona. Go for it. Here's the wildest punt of the month. Iona and White. They punt the ball. The ball does not go past the line of scrimmage. An Iona player in the center, Tom Kelleher, takes the ball. That's legal. He proceeds to go 45 yards for the touchdown because it never crossed the line of scrimmage. Iona beats Pace College. Pace will never believe that play happened to them. The best move and the worst shot. Hawks Dwayne Farrell. Over goes the man, right on over. Randall Keys goes over, and then he blows the basket. The long shot of the month. Blazers' Danny Young. From beyond half court, nothing but net. Or how about the Spurs' Rod Strickland? Rod was almost as good, right at center court, an old-fashioned one-handed push shot, and he got it all. But my favorite shot was turned in by a fan in San Antonio. Fred Tadafa for a brand new 1990 car. Swish, go for it, Fred. Take that new car. As they go, you guys told me no fan could ever make that shot, man. The most creative argument. 76ers Fred Carter arguing and juggling. What are you doing, Fred? He said, I don't think you'd call that play right, man. Who says backboards are unbreakable? Michigan's Matt Stegegna. Does he break it all or does he get it all? Go for it, Matt. You look at that backboard. Everybody's applauding, saying, yeah, he did that. The athletic department has to pay. How about the glass that they say is unbreakable around the rink? Rob Murray into Bill Reese. Now that is what you call an absolute collision. Down goes all the glass. The flip of the month goes to the Sabres, Donald Audette. Meet Rod Langway, Donald. Donald comes across the blue line. Man, I've told you, never put your head down when you're crossing the blue line. The best collision, the Sabres' Mike Hartman on the Bruins, Randy Burridge. The helmet goes one way, Randy goes the other. The roughest entry to the penalty box. They both know they're going there for penalties. Craig Berube and Troy Millette of the Rangers, over and in they go. Now, that's a rough way to have to go to the penalty box. The quickest KO. This is the start of the round. Tony Willis on Warren Ross. Boom! Tony with his first punch says, that's it. We've been here too long. Let's get out of here already. The roughest landing for a referee. You've heard of boxers taking a dive? Yo, Terry, nobody hit you, Terry. Terry Moore, nobody hit you, man. He's all, I'm back up. You thought I was down for the count. Ain't no way, man. Wrestling move of the month. Here it is. Scott Steiner does it again. The Freakenstein on the Magnum Force. Don't try this at home on your roommates. Well, anyway, we won't get into that. The wildest shot of the month. Here comes the Timberwolf right into your living room. Go ahead and hit the cameraman. There goes that Ekagami. What does the Timberwolf really look like? There it is, unmasked. Best put your mask back on. Our plays for the month of November.
We're definitely going to have a ball with these plays. Certainly Larry Bird and Kevin Gamble, the Celtics, were against Miami. First, they team up with Robert Parrish. Then the spectacular pass from Bird to Gamble in the paint. And how about their best Harlem Globetrotters imitation? You ever wonder what NBA referees really do on the road? Now, you ever have one of those days when you could do it blindfolded? How about this guy? Not bad. Mark Price certainly opened some eyes with this amazing pass to Craig Elo. And let's take you for a ride now onto the gridiron for some pugilistic pigskin action. Chris Miller with some trouble against the Buccaneers. The tipped pass interception by Ricky Reynolds. And then another one, this time by Rodney Price. Anthony Carter gets nailed by Chuck Cecil of the Packers. Hammered, but Carter would have his last laugh with this incredible catch. Look at him. Got it. Don't have it. Got it. Yeah, got it. Great catch. But the play of the week in football, Randall Cunningham. He will scramble in his own end zone, and then he throws the ball up 60 yards, and Fred Barnett will leap up for the Hail Mary catch. In he goes, completing a 95-yard play. That'll put hair in your chest. Now time to hit the ice with some hockey happening. Sean Burr following up on his shot. Big time. John Casey facing the music on this Freddie Olson blast. Right in the coconut, down he goes. And never mind coconuts, how about rocks? These guys got to have hands and heads of stone. Bob Probert and Bob McGill. And it is Probert timber. Down goes McGill. Glenn Anderson sent for a loop right here. And Sergei Fedorov should keep his head up, too. Watch for his own teammate, Mark Habscheid. Welcome, comrade. The goals of the week, Rangers' Kevin Miller pulling out the old spinorama and setting up Ray Shepard. And Pat LaFontaine, who's been a highlight film on his own this season. Look at this goal. Absolutely amazing. And I don't know about you, but I've always enjoyed a nice cold Heineken after a round of golf, but not on my shin, although after doing that, it might be a good idea. Maybe we could just use the cans for a while on the shin and then pour the rest into a glass. What do you think? Plays of the week. We've got a whole feast of great plays for you this week, so dig in. Starting off with a Rob Thomas sandwich, courtesy of the Raiders. How about James Jett? Almost has his head sent into orbit. There it goes. Emil Harry, crunched by Eddie Anderson. Crunch. And some hits on the ice as well to show you. Say hello to Darren Turcotte. Steve Smith, flattening Wayne Presley. And Paul Gillis is lined up and absolutely positively nailed by Sylvain Cote. And there's a lucky fan with a souvenir embedded in his stomach. And referees can find themselves in the line of fire often, too. Ron Hogarth laid out by Ron Sutter. They're not safe in the football field either. A definite flag on that play. Big-time flag. Nothing foul about this action, though. Calvin Williams in the tip with the touchdown catch. And Terrence Flagler, head over heels about his touchdown run. And now on to the hardwood. And some high-flying action. Or how about James Worthy, who needed some good news this week? Fancy shot here. Kurt Rambis with the trick shot coming after the whistle. Too bad it didn't count. The fancy passing of the week, Isaiah Thomas through traffic to Mark Aguirre. Magic Johnson behind the back to Terry Teagle. And what's that, you say? You looking for some more action? How about the Spurs in the fast break? Willie Anderson up and down Terry Cummins. Wonder if Kurt Rambis argued about this foul call. Now back to the ice, where things were going badly for the Nordiques. Even their Zamboni gets stuck. When a second one couldn't jar it loose, the mascot had to take a run at it. It's getting bad. Pat LaFontaine undressing Mike Richter. And finally, one last thing to chomp on. It's not over until Milli Vanilli sings, which mercifully isn't all that often anymore.
Best. As we open the doors to the Swissonian Institute, there were so many good scraps in the NHL this week. We had to go into warp speed to get them all in. We start with Big Bob Probert demolishing former Leaf Bob McGill in half the time. Todd Ewan and Lyndon Byers. Ewan ends up in the penalty box. And it's Robert Gray dunking Troy Millette. It was a pad this week. It wasn't Millett's week at all. He gets dunked again, this time by Craig Berube, and right in the penalty box, no less. Terrence Flagler of the Cardinals shows us a high-flying and very painful touchdown leap right there. Here's some pain NCAA style. Quarterback John Green gets snapped in half. Ouch! Medic, medic. Maybe all he needs is someone to kiss it better. Thank you. More college pain. And this is a kind of hit that a guy could lose his head over. Crunch. Wait a minute. Now, don't spike my head. Don't spike. Oh, okay. Block of the week, Keith Byers of the Eagles on Pepper Johnson. It might have kept Randall Cunningham alive. As we see in slow-mo, Johnson is airborne. Cunningham is saved. But we better call the medic again. I think we need a double kiss for that one. Thank you. Pigskin became piggyback for Richard Johnson this week. He hops on the back of James Lofton. Ride him, Cowboy. Lofton carries him back to the playing field. Keith Wright makes the catch, but he picked a bad place to throw it back. Sorry, Keith, your Eskimos got thumped. Everybody's doing a brand new dance now. It's called the Swissonian Shuffle. Byron Evans of the Eagles shows us the first few steps. Icky Wood moves into the chorus section. Tennessee State adds the percussion moves. And finally, our own bowling expert Lance Brown ends it with a twist variation. Nice ball, Lance. Welcome to the Swissonian Institute. A full moon to fly through this week. which brought out some beast in everyone, and you knew there were bound to be some scary plays, right, ref? Whoa, don't do that. Now for the beast, it's Clint Malarchuk who spears Mike Bullard of the Flyers. Ouch! And Malarchuk wasn't done. Take that. And that was he hot. Check out this check by Gary Galley, sending Keith Primo over the boards into the penalty box. For non-contact fans, how about some chess? Go ahead, Gary. Make your move. All right now, a sport with a little less thinking and a lot more bull. Rodeo. Uh-oh, this guy caught his head and got quite a ride. Can't stand to look. Doesn't make any difference for this guy. Well, back to chess. Come on, Caspi, make our day. Okay, back to the rodeo then, where we get a spinorama move and a high vault. Look out. Time for the more serene side of sports, and check out this golf shot. It's up. Distance looks pretty good. And Kurt Plunk, a hole-in-one and a beauty. Onto a hole-in-one of a different kind. Clyde Drexler with a one-handed alley-oop slam dunk. Few do it better than Clyde the Glide. Back to Kasparov. No move yet. Come on, come on. The rodeo moves into the tilt-to-whirl section now. This guy's going to have one sore shoulder. Tell you, whoever catches the ball rides the bull next. No takers there. Sharpshooters of the week. Scottie Pippen with no time remaining. John Barry with the one-hander here at the buzzer, and it's in there. Kasparov finally makes the move, the counter move, and whoa, take it easy, guys. The Clowns finally outmuscle that ball, and amazingly, everyone comes out okay. Just don't expect any chin-ups for a while. And cameraman Brian Weatherhead makes it into the Swissonian for this shot. The sky's the limit for Brian. Well, welcome to the Swissonian.
Let's start things off by saying this is not your average fly-by-night collection of plays. Just make sure you follow the bouncing ball. Some people were having trouble finishing their dunks this week, but when Orlando's Terry Catledge missed the free throw, his opponent Buck Williams there to tip it home. Well, it is that year for giving. It's the giving time of year. And who says basketball is in the tough game? Scott Brooks on top of Willie Anderson. And Dana Barrows comes down with a thud. And Derek Coleman a foot in the... Well, that's smarter anyways. Basketball play of the week, maybe the year. Sherman Douglas. Look at this circus shot. Incredible. Some guys just don't like all the attention. Guys like Bernie Nichols, for example. Get that camera out of my face. Denny Savard definitely likes the spotlight, though. He holds on to it forever. And finally works in towards the goal. Great assist by Denny Savard. In the Meadowlands, some fans actually worship plays like that, and the Devils as well. And how about Clint Malarchuk? Kicked off or what? Decides to redecorate after he gets tossed from the game. Another goalie in a bit of trouble, Ed Belfour, not happy about being pulled. Starts to yap back and forth with Mike Keenan. Look at Keenan. He's going to blow a blood vessel. Won't be taking any of that. Keith Primo pays an unexpected visit to the penalty box. And some fancy doings now from the world of football. Some strange bounces in the old football world this week. Mark Carrier is there for the Bears. Hauls in the tipped pass interception. What a pair of hands. Gary Reasons pulls off the same trick for the Giants. And this